Hey guys, it's Cody Jr. back with another video to add on more to your day. This time we've got playoff predictions because there's only one day until the playoffs. It's tomorrow on Saturday. So I wanted to predict each of the games. Starting with the top left in the NFC, we've got the Eagles and we've got the Buccaneers. Now, we're just going to do a quick preview. Bucks are going to probably have Baker Mayfield at QB against Jalen Mayfield. I don't think there's any major injuries or anything. I think AJ Brown might be hurt, though. I'm not sure. But either way, I don't really care if he's hurt or not. My pick for this game is the Eagles. I just don't trust the Bucks to win a big game like this. And though the Eagles are on a very bad losing streak, I just don't see them losing as an important game as this. Despite the Bucks being the higher seed, I'm taking Philadelphia to move on and beat the Bucks. I'll say the score, not very high score. I'll say Eagles 20, Bucks 10. I think their defense will shut down Baker Mayfield and crew. Next, we've got Rams and Lions. This isn't going to be a very long video, by the way. Don't expect that. Now, I like the Rams a lot. They've been drafting a lot of Georgia Bulldogs. They have Puka Nacua, who's one of the most exciting players to watch. Maybe the most exciting player to watch this season. Still Matthew Stafford as their starter. Kyron Willis has been great as well. Aaron Donald may be closer to retirement than people think. Just a very interesting team. They fell off from when they were in the Super Bowl, but hey, it's still good to see them back in the playoffs. While Detroit, on the other hand, is quite the opposite. Instead of them recently being Super Bowl champions and then kind of fell off, the Detroit Lions have been off for years now. It's been a while since Detroit has been really relevant in the NFL since the Matthew Stafford era. And they finally win their division for the first time since 19-something. It was a long time, all right? It was a long time since the Lions won one of their divisions. But they're in the playoffs as the 3 seed. So, yes, pretty cool, I guess. The matchup is just hard to say because I just don't think it's going to be really hard for the Lions to guard Cooper Kupp and Nacua. Their cornerback core is not very strong, but same for the Rams. Their cornerback core isn't very good either. And they'll be going against Ramon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta. And then at running back, Jahmyr Gibbs will be facing off against Kyren Williams. And we Jared Goff against Matthew Stafford. I think it's going to be just a very fun battle between the two QBs that were traded for each other. But I'm going to give the Lions the upper hand. I just think they have more talent. I trust their coach a lot. And I really want the Lions to win this game. I like both of these teams. But, like is a strong word for an NFL. But I respect both of these teams, I guess. But, yeah, the Lions, I think they're just a better team this season. I can't trust the Rams to win a game like this. But I've seen the Lions win big games all season, including games against the Chiefs and stuff like that. Final game, Packers-Cowboys. Packers, Jordan Love. I can't even believe they made the playoffs. Aaron Jones. Not a very strong receiver core, but they do have Kenny Clark, Jair Alexander, and the like. While the Cowboys have one of the best, maybe the best offense in the league. Either of them or the Dolphins. With Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson. And on defense, Dexter Lawrence, Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs. So, yeah, very strong group for both of these teams. I underrated the Packers a little bit. Had them missing playoffs at 7 and 10. They weren't even really that close for me. And for the Cowboys, I slightly underrated them by 1 game. Both of these teams did slightly better than I expected them to do, but nothing they didn't blow me out the water with their performances. I think it'll be really hard for the Packers to win this game. They're just not very good. I think I didn't pick the score for the Rams Lions. I'll say Detroit 27, LA 21. But yeah, I think the Packers defense is gonna do all right against the Cowboys. I don't think they're gonna allow a crazy amount of points, but I think the Cowboys are gonna shut them down and actually put up exactly 30 points. That's my prediction. Cowboys win 30-17. So I have two score games in this prediction for the NFC East. So if my predictions do go right, the Cowboys will be going against the Lions, and the Eagles will be going against the 49ers. That would be an amazing 2 games. But next, we're on to the AFC, and we start with Cleveland, Houston. And, well, while the Browns don't have Nick Chubb, they have proven to be an amazing team even without him. Joe Flacco had an amazing performance. for the last few games of the season. Despite being turnover prone, he was just throwing dots at times. They also got Amari Cooper on their side and a very, very strong defense. Texans, roster-wise, is not as strong. Now, they got Miko Collins, who's pretty good. CJ Stroud, who's a great quarterback. But defensively, they just don't really have the same options. I guess they have guys like Jalen Petrie, but I think the Browns do have a defensive advantage. But I think their offense is going to struggle a bit. This team is not really playoff ready, I feel. I feel like Joe Flacco is going to eventually start just chucking balls. And in the playoffs, you can't be throwing that many interceptions. I feel like Stroud is much safer with the ball. I feel like the Browns' Nick Chubb injury is really going to bite them in the butt. I'm actually going to take the Texans with the upset. I know they're the higher seed, but I think the Browns have a better roster. But I'm going to take the Texans with the upset. I think it's going to be a close game, 23-20 Texans. Here we go. Next, we've got Miami against Kansas City. Now, in my original playoff predictions, I had these two teams facing off in the final round of the playoffs and the Chiefs getting the win. This time, they're in the first round. Chiefs were not 1 seed. They're instead 3 seed. I think the Dolphins were actually like 6 seed for me, though. I know I was really on point with the entire Dolphins season. Let me see. No, yeah, I had them at 6. I had them at 11-6, 6 seed in the division, so I did really good with the Dolphins prediction, but this isn't me trying to brag about how good I do with them. But this is a really hard prediction to make. I just can't really tell who's going to take this one home. But what I will do, the Chiefs and Dolphins already played before, and it's really hard to beat a team twice, which is why you barely see sweeps in the division if it's not an elite team, which these are 2 elite teams. Like Cowboys and Eagles tied. What else were 2 really good teams in the division? Bills and Dolphins tie, I believe. Or the Bills beat them both times. The Bills might have swept them. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the Ravens and Browns tied, stuff like that. Packers and Lions, did they tie? I'm not 100% sure. But Rams and 49ers tied as well. So yeah, a lot of the top teams in the league tied their divisional games. I think it'll be the same here. I think the Dolphins are going to tie it, but in a way more important game. I'm taking the Dolphins to get the upset on the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, 34-27. Finally, for this video, we've got Steelers-Bills. I don't want to go too long on this one. Even though Mike Tomlin continues to surprise me with his winning records, I just don't see them doing much in the playoffs against the Bills. I don't think their offense can really do anything. They're a strong defensive team. They might be able to get a couple turnovers on Allen. I think the only way the Bills loses is if Josh Allen single-handedly sells the game for them, or if George Pickens just goes off, which I can't guarantee either of those are happening when George Pickens is most likely going to be on Tre'Davious White, and Josh Allen's going to be playing some better football now he's in the playoffs. I'm going to take the number 2 seed Bills in the defensive game. I say they're going to win 23-13. But yeah, that's all my playoff predictions. If they go well, hopefully we can have a perfect continuation of my predictions for the next playoff week. But we'll see tomorrow and the day after. I don't know how many games are. How many days are spread out. I think they might be spread out between 3 days or 2 days. But I'll just check it out later. Of course, y'all can just come back after this video, happens and clown me for my wrong predictions. Hopefully not too many of them are wrong. Hopefully I at least get 4 out of the 6 right, but we'll see. Hopefully I can get 6 out of 6 though. Tell me your predictions down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Adios.